Hey everybody, Andrew Zimmern here, and I have a fantastic recipe that I want to cook with you today. A French recipe. We're going to be cooking some young hens in Calvados, apple brandy, along with apples, apple vinegar, apple cider, shallots, and cream. It's a traditional French dish from northern France. I think you're absolutely going to love it. Perfect for fall or winter. And I'm cooking it with a fantastic brand of French pots and pans from a company called Zimmern. Some of you, if you're a professional cook or worked in a kitchen, may have heard about it. It's 1810 stainless steel cookware. It's got a thick clad base for even heating and heat distribution. Look at the thickness of that base. It's really something. It's got riveted handles, right? So it's, got a lot of durability. Rolled drip-free rims because of that tuck under there. You're not gonna have a problem with drips going down the side of the pan. It's stovetop to oven at 500 degrees. It's NSF rated, that's the National Sanitation Foundation. Like I said, it's made in France, and there's a large variations of different sizes and types of pans. This just scratches the surface. I will point out that we have two different lines here. One is the traditional Zimmern line, that's Zimmern USA, and then this is my friend, Chef Yves Camdebourd's line. You can see it's his signature model that is available in France and soon to come over here. Really, really cool stuff going on with this company, and I am thrilled to be associated with them. So why, you are asking yourself, am I talking about these pots and pans? Well, it's a great pot and pan. But right now, if you go to their site and order pots and pans, you can get a great product. Fantastic product. And 20% of the proceeds go to World Central Kitchen. 20% of the proceeds go to World Central Kitchen. That's super, super important. World Central Kitchen, as you remember, is Jose Andres's nonprofit, feeding people all over the world, making this world a little bit of a better place, one meal at a time. So again, go to the Zimmern website, order your pots and pans, 20% of the net proceeds go to World Central Kitchen. It's the best way to get really cool pots and pans into your home and at the same time do something good for people in need all over the world. So with all that being said, let's get right to it. I'm gonna actually get two pans going here. First thing that I wanna do, I'm gonna take a little bit of oil, just a smidge, because I have fat in the chicken that's going to come out. Very little, but it's there. I'm gonna season my birds. Now, I butchered these hens. You can use chicken parts as well. You can do this dish with duck, with turkey pieces, any kind of poultry. You can do this with pork tenderloin as well, something that I'm very, very fond of for this recipe because pork is delicious with all of these flavors. A little bit of salt and pepper. That all over there. And once the oil starts to smile in those pans, starts to ripple and I can start to smell it, then I'm going to brown my chicken pieces, reserve them, add my shallots and my stock and my cream and my Calvados and all my other goodies and let that boil and simmer away, reduce to a sauce around the bird itself, and then we enjoy. When I split these birds open, you notice I took the wing tips off and the backbones are gone, right? It's one of the reasons why I like to buy whole birds and butcher them myself. All of those backs and necks and wings, along with some celery and carrot and onion and parsley sprigs, went into this pot and I made a really, really fantastic stock. If you want really yummy sauces and really yummy dishes, one of the difference makers for you as a home cook is going to be making homemade stock. Oh, see this? See, it's rippling and starting to smoke a little bit. That's the pan smiling. So now that that's hot, I'm gonna put my dark meat in this one. And I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna put my light meat in this one. One of the easier decisions if you're going to use 2 pans is how to divide it up. Divide it up with dark meat and light meat. I will cook this one in the liquid for 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes longer than I will the chicken breast. We're just going to let those brown on each side. Let's talk about the rest of our ingredients. Apples. I like to use green apples when I cook because they hold their shape really well and they're really, really tart. And I have a lot of other sweet things in there like apple cider. I have Calvados that I'm using. This is a beautiful French Calvados, right? Apple brandy. Many of you in America may be familiar with the homegrown variety. It's called Applejack. Many, many different brands. You can use either one. A little olive oil that we'll use later. Some butter that's going to go in the pan. And apple cider vinegar. While those are browning, we're going to peel and cut our apples. Want to cut this into a nice dice. I think 1 apple is going to be just fine for this. Now, one thing that I'm looking for is for my chicken to really brown. So you see this crispy skin right here? That brown is what I'm looking for. Shallots. Now, according to the recipe, we take our chicken pieces out before we deglaze the pan. But one of the things that I like to talk about a lot when I'm cooking is engineering. If we have so much space in our pan that the shallots can go down in them without problem, why not just let them all rip? So that's what we're doing. We're just going to let it rip in those pans because I have the extra room. And I'm going to add my butter. My apples. And let them start caramelizing. A little bit of my oil that's going to emulsify into the sauce. There we go. Look at that beautiful crispness. All right. Calvados. And if you notice, I'm adding just a little bit of extra liquid here with my dark quarters because they're going to cook for a little while longer in this wonderful sauce. The breast won't require as much time. And then when we serve it, we'll put them all together on a platter. Last thing that's going to happen is right at the end, we're going to add our vinegar and we're going to add our currants. Now, why am I adding my currants at the end? Because I don't want them to fall apart and get too over-plumped. And the vinegar, if I put it in right now, it's going to taste very flat by the time the dish is done. If I add this towards the end, it'll retain the sharpness of the vinegar flavor, and that's what I'm looking for. These are the white meat pieces, and you can see how that sauce is tightened up. We'll flip these over. Just let that reduce a little more before we add our vinegar, cream, and currants and finish the dish. So both of these pans of chicken have been cooking for the same amount of time, But you notice one's on a very large burner, one's on a very small burner. So I'm just going to transfer, now that everything is cooked through, the dark meat into the pan that has the light in it. This smell is so delicious, and it's about to take on a very complex apple flavor as we begin to finish this dish. So, currants, dried currants. If you don't have currants and you have raisins, by all means, go ahead and use them. Other dried fruit work very well also. And the vinegar. That vinegar has an extremely aromatic apple aroma when it begins cooking. And when it comes in contact with that reduced apple cider, the apple brandy, that Calvados, and our stock reduction that has those little bits of cooked apple and shallot in them, the aroma is really something. So we're just gonna let that cook. Again, let that go for another 4 or 5 minutes. Let it reduce some more. Then we hit it with the cream and we're ready to eat. That is about as perfect a Northern French farmhouse classic as you could ever imagine. And the smell of vinegar and Calvados and apples and the sweetness of the cider and the currants is just absolutely overwhelming in the little kitchen. Because this right here is what everybody loves. Look at that. All those pieces of apple and currant. And I just want to put a spoonful of the solids over each of my piles there. And typically what I do is then just drizzle a little bit of that cream sauce. And then the last thing we want to do, because you do eat with your eyes, but I also love the brightness that a little snip chive brings to this party. You can use parsley or tarragon. I love chives and chicken in this combination of flavors. Right there is as good as it gets. So, what do you need to make this great recipe? Well, the recipe is on our website, but you need that Citram cookware. So please go to the Citram website. Please enter your code WCK. That means that 20% of what you pay will go to World Central Kitchen. That means 20% of what you pay will go to World Central Kitchen to help them fight hunger all around the world. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You can cook your way to a better world, and this dish and Citram and World Central Kitchen proves it.